Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the It's All Light podcast. I'm your host, Natalie Brazier, and today's guest is the lovely Anna Jayyy.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm
So,
excited to be here.
yes, we're so excited to have you here. And I always say we, and I don't know why, but I'm so excited to have you
We're
here.
both excited to be here. I feel you.
Yes, totally. So, Anna and I go way back. We kind of met through mutual friends. I don't even know when, where, or how, but we knew each other. And then,
Yes, funny story.
oh, go ahead.
I'm like interjecting. Sorry. Nat would always come up on my TikTok feed, and I was
Oh,
like, "This girl's
no.
so fun. I love her." And then we met in person at like some parties, and I was like, "I love her."
I
Anyways,
remember meeting you at some parties, and you were always just so kind. So, yeah.
love it.
My TikTok's a mess, so hopefully not too many people are finding it.
I love it.
So, Anna and I now have been working together at Redmond the last 6 months, you said, right? And
Yeah,
we've been on the
yeah.
same team, and it has been so much fun. Anna is so creative, which we'll deep dive, and you'll get to know all about that and what Anna lights up about. But a little bit about Anna. She's from Provo, Utah. Her favorite food is pasta, sushi, and tacos. Seriously, you could be happy just having those for the rest of your life. I love it.
Of course, yes.
She's played the harp for 15 years. For her 18th birthday, she went skydiving and she moved to New York City for school. I didn't know that actually. And
Yeah.
then she
Oh
loves
boy.
reality TV. Right now, she's going through Love Island.
She knows. I won't stop talking about it.
It's so fun. Okay, anything you want to add about yourself?
That was pretty good. Yeah, I'm a musician, singer, songwriter.
Oh, yeah,
Like
how
I
could we
said,
forget?
oh no, you're good. I forgot myself, I guess. So that's primarily what I do. And yeah, I studied the harp back out east, like I mentioned. So fun facts that you didn't even know
I
about me.
know. I didn't know you went to school out there. That's amazing.
Yes, it was so much fun.
Hire
I love it.
Anna for all your musical harp needs. She's
Yes,
amazing.
girl.
And check out, I mean, we'll get into all this, but check out her
Yes.
channels and so on and so forth. And the most exciting thing lately is you just had a new song come out and music video. Give us a quick little plug for that before we dive into the main topics.
Yes. So Go Stream Shut Up. It is available on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, basically anywhere you listen to music. And then, as well as, I just came out with the music video for it that is available on YouTube. So,
It's so
yeah, it's
fun.
yeah, it's super fun. Just like a little teeny bit about it is that like most of my music previous is pretty emotional, going through the dark times of my life. And I was like, wait, it's time to bring out the other sides of my personality into my music publicly, like the anger or the silliness or like the snarkiness or the fun side
Oh, it was
that
so
I have.
fun. It was fun
So
to watch you throughout this whole process.
thanks, Queen.
And I don't know, it's so much deeper than I think people realize, like knowing you. And so I'm excited we get to share that side of you.
Totally.
So, what do you light up about?
Well, a lot of things. I'm a very passionate human. I love life. I love people, and I think because I've always been by the creative nature, I find um, that's kind of where my music comes from. Is the things that light me up, even in like emotional ways, like sometimes like in sad ways, and also the happy ways as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I think overall the thing that lights me up is life and enjoying it with the people I love. But the thing that helps me kind of make sense of it and make something beautiful of the hard and the fun times is my music. So I would say that as a passion project lights me up so
Mm-hmm.
much. I'm always yapping about my
I'm
music.
so glad
And
you are. It's wonderful. And
yes,
you write all your own songs.
I do. Yeah.
And you're a great performer. She performed at Pride Fest, and I loved those fun videos. Her costume was unreal.
Yes.
And
Well, I do have to plug. I do write with some other people as well. Like my
right,
producer, he's incredible, and I also write with him.
yeah, I
And
feel like that's pretty typical, right? Like it's just
totally,
collaborative. Yeah, that's
yes,
cool.
it's very collaborative. Some people write with lots of people. Some people it's just one. A lot of my songs do originate from just me in my bedroom, and
Cool.
then me taking it to someone and being like, yo, this is kind of cool. What do you think? What would you add?
I love that. That is awesome. You also said you light up about fashion, creativity, which a lot of that, and then travel, food, and cultures, which who doesn't love? And if you don't, then
Yes.
we should inform you why you should love it. But
Okay.
let's elaborate a little bit more on your singer songwriter, everything about you. So
Yeah, I'd love
go
to.
ahead, take it away.
Ooh, okay. Do you want like where it started or?
Yes. And how do you always love singing? Let's get some background.
Okay, cool. So I grew up in a very musical family. My mom's an opera singer, and
Wow.
she went to school, actually, at the school that I ended up going to. So
That's
my
awesome.
mom went to Manhattan School of Music, and she studied opera there. So I grew up hearing her sing all in the house. Um, I didn't love opera when I was younger, but I have grown an appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I would always mimic her and be like, kind of joking, like being silly, like, like, like singing her songs. But then she also started songwriting around the house. And my parents went through a divorce when I was around 6 years old. And so my mom kind of took to songwriting to kind of express her emotions. And I saw that growing up, like as a really young girl, that like my mom was writing these really beautiful pieces of art, of something that like, was really, really difficult for her. So I think she gave me that example of like that outlet. And so when I started going through things or experiencing um, life and emotions when I was about 14, maybe 12 is when I wrote my first song. I was going through, I don't even remember the first exact song, but I remember just the more I became aware of like different hardships or just things that were hard, even that don't even seem that big of a deal now, but felt so
Oh,
emotional
yeah.
at the time. I was like, oh, I know where to go. Like my mom went to the piano, I'm going to the piano. I'm
Cute.
finding my little chords and I'm gonna sing my heart out.
I
And
love that.
yeah, so that's kind of where songwriting originated.
And when did your first song come out?
My first song came out in 2021,
Awesome.
I
And
believe.
what was this one called again? I've watched the video, but I can't remember the name.
Yes, so it was Bad Day. That was my first song. Um, when
Wait,
I was, oh, sorry.
no, go
Yes.
ahead. When you were what?
Oh no. I was just gonna say that when I was, there's kind of a lot of backstory to it, but I moved to New York to do music and do harp specifically, and then I ended up kind of realizing got I got an injury and pivoting and realizing I kind of wanted to pursue songwriting. So when I was 19, that's when I was like, I'm gonna do this for real. I'm gonna like write a lot more, like extensively, and like really try to make this work. And so by the time I was 20 is when I released my first song in
Bad
2020.
Day.
Yes, Bad Day.
Nice. And then how many songs since?
I just released my sixth single,
Cool. And it'll
which
be an EP. I don't think I'm getting this right, but you're going to have a whole album.
no, you're good. Yes, an EP. You're totally correct. It's gonna be so an EP. It stands for an extended play. It's a smaller album, but bigger than just a single. So it's like
Cool.
a body of work. My personal EP is 5 songs, and so "Shut Up"
Exciting.
is the first song on the EP that I have released.
Yes, Shut Up is so good. It literally plays through my head randomly, and I'm like, oh,
Oh my gosh, I love
go Anna. Like, it's so
like getting
catchy and
really
fun.
angry. Like, I wonder why.
No,
It's the best one.
it's so fun. I love it.
That's
Um,
all.
do you have a time where, and you were saying maybe this is the bad day story, but like a time where you like needed to release something and work through something, and that's where the song came from? Could you share more about that?
Hmm. Yeah, that happens. That happens in a lot of my writing. But yeah, I can actually. I'd love to talk about a song I have called "Careless,"
Yeah.
because specifically, those were like deep emotions I was feeling at the time. And yeah, I wrote a song called "Careless," and it started when I really liked this guy, and I thought that it was more than it was, and um, I came to this point where I was like, we need to define what this is. Like, I know my worth, like somebody needs to like choose me, or else I don't want that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
um and he would come around my family, and he would meet all of them, make everybody like fell in love with him, really loved him. He was so nice to all my friends. He would really come like whenever I needed him, and we just kind of developed a really good like friendship and relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was supposed to come over one night and basically DTR. I feel like embarrassed saying that word, but define the
Yeah.
relationship. At the time, I was like, we got a DTR. This is years
Mm-hmm.
ago, right? And I just remember like waiting up all night, and I was like so excited for him. And these are young like emotions. I was 20, like being a 20-year-old girl, like everything feels so heightened, especially with like boys, and like feeling, am I enough? And of course, you always are, girl. But like at the moment, I was like, that's what I was feeling. And I just remember basically being stood up that whole night.
Mm-hmm.
I texted, I was like, are you coming? Like, and I'm like, this man didn't even have like the audacity to text like, hey, sorry, like I'm running late because of this. So yeah, I waited up all night, like waiting for this guy to come over
Mm-hmm.
and at least just tell me like, hey, I'm not interested in a relationship. Or just kind of talk about it. And he was just very dismissive. And I just felt like, and that's when it dawned on me. I was like, wait, I was like, he could literally care less about me. And that's when I was like, okay, this is a song I'm writing. And the funny thing is
Wow.
that my mom came over that night, and it was like 12 or 1. And I told you my mom's a songwriter. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, Mom, I'm writing the song, like you should write it with me. So we actually wrote that song together.
That's so cool.
It was really special. And like the beginning lyrics is like, waited up all night for your call because you promised me you'd be there again. You promised me you'd be there. Here you go again, making me feel so small. Guess no response says it all. And like very simple lyrics, but very like just hit
Powerful.
so
Oh,
hard.
totally. It's your raw, real experience. Wow.
Exactly, exactly. And I think it was therapeutic because I was able to kind of like recall experiences, and like I'm like, oh, you only want me when nobody else is around, or and and
Mm-hmm.
and it allowed me to kind of process and realize like, I don't know, reclaim that energy of like, oh, you couldn't care less, so neither could I. Like I'm gonna write the song about you, make millions, bye. But
Mm-hmm.
anyways, like yeah, so in a way, like that song and a lot of my music has allowed me to like reclaim my emotions for me. It's not about how he was feeling; it's about how he made me feel, and that
Mm-hmm.
um, is important as well.
So important, and it's relatable. I mean, I know others with similar experiences, and they're hard, and dating can be so dumb, and people could be so dumb. So it's nice to
Yes.
have something to like help you feel your feels, and I feel like music does that. I feel like I need to look in my notes, but I think I literally wrote a song about this guy that I was obsessed with.
I love that.
Because we had like dated twice and then broke up, and I just like couldn't get over him, and I literally like have a note in my phone of like a song.
Wait, I love that. Let's hear it.
Oh
With it
no, no. But
later.
it
You
but
have
it
to
just
share it.
like helped get it out though. Like it's like a form of journaling,
Yeah, it's
and
poetry. It's
it
yeah,
is
it's just writing
poetry
it
and
out.
it's art, and for a song to like, I don't want to say like do well, but like you're so artistic in how you lay out your song, and then you have to add the melody and the beat, and there's so much that goes into it. What do you feel like besides the songwriting is your favorite part?
Mm. Okay, so I love visuals. So oftentimes when I take a song to the studio and I'm talking to my producer, he also writes with me. So it's like the beginning stages of figuring out what the song is.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes we really visualize it. I'm like, oh, what if I said this? Because imagine in the music video, like she's like screaming and throwing a pillow, and like how funny would that be? So I like
Well, that's
since I
fun.
yes, it is so fun. Like since I'm such a visual person, I like to like imagine like the emotions, like how would that be acted out, and that's what helps me kind of tell the story better. Um, yeah,
Oh, I love that you view your music as a story. I think some of the best songs tell a story, right? People are drawn
right.
to that. They're drawn to, I mean, of course, like a good beat and everything, but I love that you brought that up. Which leads me to my next question. So I ran into you at Barnes and Noble, and you were getting a book about creativity.
Yes.
And I just feel like you've been so good at taking what you're reading and applying it to your life. And I want to hear more about that and maybe your process of creativity and maybe how others could try to tap into their creativity more.
Ooh, okay. I literally love this question because I could not plug this book more. When I ran into you, I just heard about it, so I was excited. It's kind of a workbook,
Mm-hmm.
but it's called The Creative Acts. Oh, wait, no, that's the other book on creativity that I was reading. This one is called The Artist's Way.
Hmm.
Okay,
You can
yeah.
talk
So,
about both of them.
well, I love them both, and they kind of go hand in hand. That's why I almost see them as a similar book. But The Artist's Way is more of a workbook. So the Creative Act teaches me about creativity, and this other one allows me to kind of take action. When you read a book and you're like, that was lovely. Okay, moving on to my
Mm-hmm.
next life. That's why I love this. This is hilarious. It's literally right next to me.
Yay.
Um, we love. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, um, the biggest thing that the artist way. So there's so many things to unpack in the book, but every single morning it has you write out affirmations and
Mm-hmm.
also 3 pages of word dump. It doesn't matter what these pages say. You just have to commit to doing the 3 pages. And this is like such an analogy for life because I think discipline has been one of my big lessons that I've been learning and needing to learn in life is that I can have so much creativity, but if I don't have that discipline, that's what allows the creativity, to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been really, really crazy how much just writing 3 pages in a journal can affect so many things in your life. But I think it allows an awareness of like, where am I at? Well, if I have to write 3 pages anyway, I might as well write about like what's exciting me or what's making me sad. And there's no wrong answers. And
Mm-hmm.
if I were to give any artist a tip, is that like there are no wrong answers in art, and I think that's the scary part is throughout our lives as artists people love to tell us their opinion. They love to be like, oh, this is good, but this could be better. Or they love to say like, oh, I wish this had more streams, or I wish this. But that has nothing to do with you. Like that is just other people's opinions. And
Mm-hmm.
after time I feel like we take it on, and then that actually blocks us because being creative is all about like expressing you, and when you're trying to express for other people, it's not real art. And that's where a lot of us artists can get blocked because we're trying to make art that other people will like. Will someone like this song? Is anyone going to listen? Well, why
Mm-hmm.
is that the question? Like why is the question not, do I love this song? Does this feel like me? And that's scary, it's vulnerable. But anyway, that's the main lesson that I've been learning, and I'm always continuing to learn
Oh man.
life.
You have so many golden nuggets, just barely. I'm
Gosh,
literally taking notes.
I love you. That's so
It
cute.
also reminds me, you shared a comment in one of our work calls the other day about, like, it was so fun. DeWitt Jones. Everybody needs to know this guy. We all got to meet with him. And
Yes,
you
he's
asked such a
awesome.
great question, but you asked like something along the lines of not missing out on enjoying it, even though it's work and you're having to produce a lot. And literally, you have your 9 to 5 job, and then you have your music career, and you were like, it's a job and it's work, yet I need to remember it's fun and it's my passion and my hobby. What helps you do that?
Well, I love that you brought that up because I remember what I'm recalling that I asked him was, how do you not put pressure on yourself
Mm,
to do the thing that once gave you joy?
yeah.
And he kind of laughed and he said, laugh about it. Just and then he said, and just have fun doing it. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's simple because that didn't answer my question.
Right.
Actually, the more I've thought about it, I'm like, in these moments since that conversation, when I see myself putting pressure on like the end result, I kind
Mm-hmm.
of laugh. I'm like, Anna, that's so silly. Like, enjoy the thing. Like that's what you love.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think sometimes it's really helpful to do technical work and get better at your skill. And
Mm-hmm.
also you need those days to just push all of that away, get out your favorite song or a new song and to
Mm-hmm.
sing, and don't record it. Like it's not for anybody but yourself. And I
Mm, I
think,
like that.
yeah, it's like it's a mix because when you start sharing your art, a lot of times it becomes more about the sharing. It's
Mm-hmm.
so easy to think like, did people like this video? Would they like this one? And honestly, like in the end, all of that will come. It takes time. That's not what's important. What's important is like, am I enjoying this song? Like, does this feel like how I'm feeling? Because honestly, if you truly like are honest with yourself about what you love, other people will love it too, you know? And
Mm-hmm. I love
that's
that. You're just being
learning.
as true as you know how to be. And
Yeah.
like people love authenticity and people being genuine. I love that.
And
Um,
when you're
oh,
honestly
go
just
ahead.
being yourself, oh, sorry. I'm like a little
I
yapper.
love it.
But when you're honestly just being yourself, there's no wrong. And I think like we get caught up in like, wait, is this the right way to do it? Is the right way to do it? If you're just showing up as like, well, this is how I do it, that's really what's going to speak to people because it's relatable to not be perfect. It's relatable to mess up or just
Mm-hmm.
show up as you and let yourself grow,
Mm-hmm.
and let yourself not, you don't need to be the best in the world. You just need to do what you love,
And be the best for the world. That's another one of our
Girl.
quotes.
Yes.
So,
This quote.
what helps you to not, I guess, compare but deeper? What helps you not let what people think get to you? I feel like no matter what we say and do, sometimes it's just like we care what people think. We care how many views or comments or likes. Like, even if it is just subconsciously, like my sister's like, why do you post on your Instagram story so much? I'm like, I don't know. I just like
I
sharing.
like it. It's
And
fun.
I really do love when people swipe up and we have some type of conversation. Like for me, it's connecting. And I like when people react to how good my sourdough looks. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, do I like that too much or am I caring too much? But it's like you said, like just getting back to I do it because it's my expression. But what else helps you kind of block out that noise or not care so much?
Mm, that's a good question. What a like deep question because there's so many ways you could like approach it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously like it's human to just hear something and be like, "Wait, is that true?" But I think just like realizing that like I heard this quote and it said nobody better than you will, say anything negatively about you. And so not to be like I'm better than them. Not in those ways, but just in the way that like what people say about you really has more to do about how they're kind of internally feeling about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not any of your business. And so like engage in all the good stuff, like and whatever you like what I tend to do is I take in a comment and I'm like, okay, this is the comment. Do I agree? No? Okay, bye. Like you just have to like, okay, bye. Like there's times where that'll be harder to do. And you lean on your friends, like, what do you like? Do you think this is true? And
Like
they're
your
like, no,
trusted
girl.
support system. Yeah.
Yes. And like, because that's not saying that like criticism can be good in order to grow if it resonates. If it doesn't resonate, just discard it. If it like sometimes there is criticism that's helpful. Someone's like, hey, like, what if we changed this thing in this song? I'm like, ooh, like let's try it. I think not taking things so personal and realizing like if someone truly is telling you criticism for the greater good,
Mm-hmm.
that's beautiful. And it's my decision to decide like if I want to take that.
Yeah.
Um, but all this to say, it's truly just trusting like your intuition. Like you know who you are better than any of these other people. It's hard to block out the noise, but truly like what really matters, did you like the song? If even if every single comment is like that was so bad, like did you think it was good? Because if you did, then keep doing it. Like eventually like and everyone gets haters. The best people in the world, Beyonce, she gets haters,
Mm-hmm.
but like it's not worth the energy because we don't need that. We just swipe it away. Yeah.
That's great. No, that was perfect.
Yeah.
Um, I also love that I'm totally like hopping on another tangent over here. You mentioned just what you're devoting energy to in your life, and it's movement. You're like dance classes, Pilates walks, and then, like we talked about, journaling. How do
Yes.
you make time for it all?
Mm. Sometimes you don't. Like life is just a balance and like you can't ever really perfectly get it balanced. Um but you know how I was mentioning those pages I've been writing?
Mm-hmm.
It allows me to realize where these extra spots in my life of time are actually being taken up. I feel like it's easy to look at your day
Mm.
and go like, I have no time. But then you look at your screen time and you're like, clearly you did have some time, you know? And we need that time. We need that time to scroll a little. We need that time to just like let loose too. But I think like it's just kind of having something every day that brings you back to like, okay, okay, like even if you ate really bad that day and you didn't move and you sat in all day, it's kind of just like checking in on yourself. And that's what I do with my journaling. It's like, how was today? Like, how do you feel? And just kind of reminding myself, like, okay, if I don't move my body, I'm not going to feel as good. I'm not going to create as
Mhm.
much. I'm not going to feel like as happy being with people. Like, it's just kind of like shifting the focus of like, how do I want to look versus how do I want to feel? That's really helped my like wanting to move because it's no longer
Mhm.
about like, oh, I don't have enough time or like nothing is working. It's more about like, I'm just gonna move my body. Like that feels good. And like
Mhm.
I just fully believe that like the more energy you put out, the more it comes back to you. And so when you're feeling sad, like the best thing to do is just get up, go on a walk. Like your mind just naturally works itself out and everything is flowing in life. I sound like a yogi,
I
but
love it.
yeah, it helps me. It helps my mind to not spiral when I get
Mhm.
into those moments, you know.
I think that is so beautiful. I'm literally thinking about today. Today was more of my rest day, but I'm like, I'm going to go for a nice long walk, maybe take my book, just
Yes.
because I love reflecting on my day too, and I'm not the best at it. Sometimes the only way for me to do it is just to have it be so like a consistent thing, like three things I'm grateful
Yeah.
for, 2 points from the day or whatever. But I'm trying to just let myself free write more, and like you said, it just helps get everything out of your brain, especially for my crazy brain. So I love that you
No,
mentioned that.
but I think everyone has their own thing that works for them. And I think there's
Mhm.
nothing wrong with just like doing that. Like that's also helpful. Like, okay, 3 things a day. Like I need to be grateful these things
Mhm.
happen in my life. Like I think it's just finding whatever for you works as like a
Yeah.
reflection. Because I have those scheduled things. Like I'll write my little affirmations and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
okay, write 5 affirmations or whatever, whatever
Do
it
you
is.
come
You
up
know?
with those affirmations on your own?
I do.
That's
Yes, I
cool.
do.
I got a new app. It's called Why We Feel or How We Feel, How We Feel.
Ooh,
And it's
okay.
actually so fun. It gives you like 4 bubbles and it's like high energy, low energy, pleasant, and unpleasant. So you go in and you click and it goes into a color of all these emotions and you get to check one and journal how you're feeling in a moment. And then you can journal like, oh, I'm feeling frustrated because XYZ. And then you can click go deeper and AI generates a question to help you go deeper into your feeling, and then
Right.
it finishes and it gives you insights and affirmations, and it's like 2 questions, like it
Wow.
takes 2 minutes, and it kind of just helps you get out of like, okay, this is what I'm feeling and this is why, and I'm okay. And
I love that.
it has been
What's
so
it called?
cool. I'm trying to work on my consistency, like set alarms or something for it and
Yeah.
notifications, but it really does help more than we think. And yeah.
It does. It sounds so silly, like truly, like I was that girl. I've been that girl that's like, yeah, sure, affirmations or like gratitude list. Like that's so cute. Like, yeah, we're grateful. But it's truly like it can like change your energy and or like just how you're feeling in 2 minutes, just being like even if it's everything's negative that you're putting on the page, it lets it go somewhere. So you can just
Mm-hmm.
relax. Like
Totally, I
all
have
my negative
totally
things
felt
here,
that.
and then I'm gonna let myself.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love that.
The app
Okay, we have two last like little tiny segments, and then we'll wrap up. One is why should others know about this? And I love what you said. You said because it's fun, expressive, and authentic and relatable. And then two, because you want to create a community that feels inclusive and is a place where people can feel free to be themselves, express themselves, and not try to be anybody else. And then three, hopefully it inspires them to make art as well. Do you want to elaborate on either of those? Or either of those three? I love them all.
Yes. I think I was referencing why people should listen to my music or follow along on my music journey.
Mm-hmm.
Is those very things. I think um, I want to create a space and a community full of people that um, feel like they can just show up as themselves. They don't need to pretend to be happy that day. They don't need to pretend to be anything else but for who they truly are. And I think there's so many spaces that provide a lot of love, but under conditions like well, we all do this here and we all do this here. Whereas I don't want that. I want people to show up as they are, where they are in that very moment, and know like they have a space. Like belonging is so important. And it's sometimes just hard to find like your circle. And so if my music resonates with you, I'm like, you're welcome. Like, let's be friends. Like, and we've all been through, clearly if my music resonates, we've been through similar experiences, and we get each other. And yeah, I write just from places of my vulnerable experiences, and I hope that makes people feel heard, and then maybe they can share what they've been through, to
Yeah.
their friends, or maybe in their art if they're beginning artists as well, so
Yeah, I love that. And your quote I loved you shared is you only lose when you give up. Do you remember when you first heard that?
I feel like I've heard it so many times, but it's hit me a lot recently. um like maybe this past year, like it's really hit me that like, well, you really can't lose if you never stop. And I think sometimes we put a lot on us, a lot of pressure, like we have to do this at this time, or we like to put time limits on ourselves, or like
Mm-hmm.
it's too late, like we're not, like, or I need to be part of this demographic, or my family's not going to accept me, or whatever it is. We like to say those things. But really, like, you can find an example of how, like, in somebody else's life, how it still works past that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I think overall, I'm just like, these are all things we tell ourselves because we're scared, and that's okay. But truly, the only thing that gets you past it is just time. Like, you just keep going, and eventually, like, you will figure this out. Because I think, like, I don't know the exact quote, but I heard this thing recently that basically, like, talent comes from an extended time of interest. And I really loved that. Like, people think you have to just be talented or like know everything. That's not really true. You just have to have interest, like, in anything. And the longer you do it, the more you don't give up. Like, you will get good at that thing in the way that you need to. We're sometimes impatient, and we feel like embarrassed to not be the best. And that's why I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, don't give up. Even if you sound really bad and you're posting these music videos, like, eventually you will sound good. Like, it just takes time to develop like your craft. So
That is so profound. And I know you're speaking from experience, and you are seriously so persistent. And I'm so excited to see
you're
where
so
you'll
sweet.
go, how everything will go. Everything's already going so good, and it'll only grow. So thank you
Yes,
so much.
believe that. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I also am going to quote you with I always ask people like an uplifting takeaway we can share. And you said, never give up on what makes you happy and what you love to do. Don't let the pressures of being good at something you're the best take away for the experience, feels, and be present in your goal for yourself, not to please anyone. So I love that. So
Thank
much
you.
self empowerment. It's amazing. Do you have an affirmation you want to share with people that they could start implementing in their lives to end the episode?
Ooh, I will tell you how I got my affirmations because I think they're so specific to me.
Yeah,
But I actually learned it from this book, Artist's Way.
cool.
Um, but you kind of they call it a blurt in your head. But the negative thing you're telling yourself, you write it down,
Mm-hmm.
and then you rephrase it, and then you say, I, Anna, am, and then basically the opposite of, or what that fear is saying.
Hmm.
So, like, let's say, like, a simple one, if you just feel like, your brain always tells you, I'm not good enough. You sit there, you write, I'm not good enough, and you cross it out or whatever you need to do, and then you write, I, Anna, I'm good enough. Like, I just am. And it's just taking that, like, fear, because
Hmm.
and then just rerouting it to something that you need. So I feel like our fears really do teach us like what affirmations will be the most helpful. So
Oh,
that's
that's cool. Okay, with that, everybody, you have your homework. Go and do that.
guys, go do your homework.
Everyone, go listen and watch Shut Up on. I
Yes.
find it on YouTube, but Spotify, Apple Music, and look up Anna Jayyy. Your Instagram is at anna.j.
Yes. Jayyy. Lots of
There
Y's.
you have it, guys. Anna, thank you so much for being on the podcast today, and we
Of
hope everyone
course.
has a magical rest of your week. See you later.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.